Hey everyone, it is Wednesday, March 25th. Greetings to you all from Calvary Christian Reformed Church in Edina, Minnesota. This is Pastor Nick Van Beek, and this is day 3 of our daily devotional video series where we're trying to keep a connection to each other, for you to see a face that you're used to seeing and to hear a voice that you're used to hearing, and also to gather around God's Word together and to be fed by it. Happy Wednesday, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. Thank you all also for participating in these daily devotional videos. It's clear to me by all the views and all the responses that you're all participating and you're all benefiting from this time. So I'm excited to do this again today. And it's clear to me that we're all looking for connection and we're all looking for nourishment from God's Word together. So thank you for watching these videos. Thank you for responding. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for subscribing. Pastor Eli and I are both so thankful to have a church that has been so receptive to the unique ways in which we're trying to minister to you at this time. If you haven't checked out Pastor Eli's video on Reformed Reflections on our YouTube channel, be sure to check that out. For day 3 today, I wanted to do something a little bit different that you might not have expected in terms of opening God's Word together. And so I want to read from a psalm that you might not expect. We read from a psalm of praise and confession in the first day of these video devotionals, but today I would like to read an unexpected psalm. I'd like to read today from Psalm 13. So I invite you to hear the word of the Lord from Psalm 13, which is a psalm of lament. Hear the word of the Lord from Psalm 13. How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and every day have sorrow in my heart? How long will my enemy triumph over me? Look on me and answer me, O Lord my God. Give light to my eyes, or I will sleep in death. My enemy will say, I have overcome him, and my foes will rejoice when I fall. But I will trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord, for the Lord has been good to me. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. There are 150 psalms total, and about a third of those psalms, so about 50 out of the 150 psalms, are psalms of lament, psalms where the psalmist brings to God his sorrow, his pain, his struggle, his difficulty, which tells us as disciples of Jesus that there is value in doing this, and this is part of what it means to have a relationship with God. To bring to him our sorrow and our pain. That's what it means to have an authentic relationship and a meaningful relationship with him. Now, I want to invite you to come back tomorrow, and we're going to follow up on Psalm 13 with the New Testament. But today I want to invite you, and I want you to think about the ways to lament, that you want to lament. And I want you to lament the ways in which this crisis has brought you fear or sadness or difficulty. I've been in contact with a number of you in the last couple of days, and it's clear to me that you're trying to find ways to find joy, which is great, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. But I do want to acknowledge and affirm today that there is value also in acknowledging our sorrow, acknowledging our pain, acknowledging our fear, acknowledging our struggles. I've been in contact with some of you that are expecting children, and you're really afraid about what that's going to look like, and you might not be allowed to have your spouse in the delivery room with you, and your child's going to come into a world that might look very different than what it looks like right now. I've spoken to some of you that are not going to be able to graduate this spring as you planned and therefore not get a job that you were expecting to get. I've spoken to some of you that had to cancel your spring break plans, which it's clear that you know it's not that big of a deal, and yet you've been planning this for your family for an entire year. And I've spoken to some of you that fear how this virus is going to affect our world and possibly affect your family in terms of health. And so today, God's word invites us to lament, to cry out to our Creator and to say to Him, "How long, O Lord? How long is this going to go on? Have you forgotten us? Have you hidden your face from us?" Maybe you're one of those people that you benefit from writing things down. And so if that's the case, I invite you to write down all the ways in which this crisis, this situation makes you sad, and all the things that you want to lament. Maybe you want to sit your family down sometime today, your husband, your wife, your kids, whomever, your roommates, and to talk together about all the ways in which this situation makes you sad or makes you afraid, and to acknowledge all of those things together. However you do it, I believe the psalmist proclaims to us today that there is value, there is meaning in bringing these sorrows and fears to God. And then after you write things down or have a conversation with whomever you're with, I invite you to pray. And I invite you to tell God the ways in which you are sad. Tell God the ways in which you are afraid. Tell God why you're angry right now. Tell God why you're disappointed. Tell God why this is difficult, the big ways and the small ways. Tell God whatever is on your heart. But then I invite you to close your prayer with verses 5 and 6 of Psalm 13. The psalmist doesn't only voice his lament and his sorrow. He also confesses his faith. And so I invite you to close your prayer, whatever that prayer may look like, and all the laments that you've voiced to God. I invite you to close your prayer with verses 5 and 6, where the psalmist says, "But I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord, for he has been good to me." People of God, may the Lord be with you.